Morning, everyone. It's 8:48 on Thursday morning, the 25th, and this is your pre-opening comment, and it's video number 686. Excuse me. And I remind you that if you like and appreciate the work, just hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, but it does support us. Okay, so two bits of news, actually three. COVID, the biggest issue today. The UK variant now shown to have about a 65% higher mortality rate than the original strain. That's the bad news. The good news is that it's Thursday, and Thursday is claims day, and initial jobless claims were down 97,000 to 684,000. That's the first break of 700,000 in a while. It's still high, but that's not the issue. The issue is it seems to be moving in the right direction, but again, still a high number. And third look at GDP, 4.3% versus last look, 4.1%. Asia, Asia is mixed. Europe is definitely down on the COVID news, on the UK variant, on the issues of lockdowns. So all around, very tough. This is a very tough market, and it's got no favorites and no orphans. Everybody seems to be the same. Only change that I can show you is Restoration Hardware, which is kind of higher end, but had a beat on yesterday's earnings, both top and bottom line. The stock, which had been as high as 540 recently, had closed at 485, which was down 23 after the numbers in extended hours, including this morning. The stock is 522, up 36.89, or 7.6%. So that's about as good as it gets today. Really not much else on the positive side. Rite Aid didn't report, but in fact lowered guidance pretty substantially. We're talking about a stock that was, reverse split 1 for 20 last year and had a range of 5 to 32.5. Currently trading 1960, down 374, or 15% on the day, and down 573, or closer to 20-odd% on the week. Cinemark, owner of Regal Theaters, reported a miss and a loss. This is the first loss that they've reported since Regal became a public company through Cinemark. And the stock is currently, well, you have to understand this is the OTC symbol for a foreign company, CNNWF. And while they had a 1 for 20 reverse, the stock was as low as 26 cents and as high as $1.77, currently $1.42. So that's down pretty hard. Kaufman & Broad also had earnings yesterday. It was a beat. The stock is basically unchanged, which is about as good as it seems like it's going to get. We have 3 IPOs that priced last night. Vizio, whose TVs and electronics you see in all of the Walmarts, priced at $21, which was the low end of its range of 21 to 23. Diversey, I don't have a symbol on that yet, priced at 15 with a range of 18 to 21, so that's really low and below the range. And Circut, CIRCUT, I don't have a symbol on that, priced at 20 with a range of 20 to 22. Viacom, under 66. This stock had a high this week of 100 and a low this week of about 65 and change, and that's down 33%. AstraZeneca, again, same old stuff, 76% efficacy, going to apply again for emergency status. You know, they just keep on changing the date on that press release and just putting it right back out. Okay, so a little earlier, maybe an hour ago, the futures were pointing lower, as they still are. But the Dow, which was down 78 or so, is now down 150. The NASDAQ, which was down about 47, is now down about 70, and the S&P, which was down 10, is now down 18. So we continue along, this very bouncy road. Okay, the chart on the screen this morning is Bitcoin, and as you can see, it has broken through that 20-day moving average that I've pointed out. It's broken through the initial support here at 53,000, just cut right through it, and has traded as low today as just above 50,000. 50,360 is the low. Last is 50,860, which is down about 3,800 or 13% on the week. I have the next support area, if it breaks 50, of between 46 and 47 and a half thousand. But for those of you who are playing this with any of the Bitcoin or blockchain stocks, this ought to be of interest. With Bitcoin down 13% this week, GBTC, which is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which we use, is 41 and 3/4. That's down $11 on the week, so 21% versus 13%, so 150% on the downside in GBTC. Riot Blockchain, 30, down 22 or 36% on the week. And Mara, MARA, which is Marathon Patent, 2980, down 13 and a quarter or 31%. Clearly, Bitcoin is not a store of value. It is also clearly not a currency, because who in their right mind would accept it at 55 or 60,000 only to see it drop 10 or 15% in a matter of days? It's everybody loves the volatility on the upside. I'm sure that stocks like MSTR are going to be sharply lower, as this is also, all that great news, I guess, in Tesla. They're going to accept Bitcoin. My point is, so what? But we'll have to see how that shakes out. The rest of the futures markets have been pretty much all over them, the ranges today. We have the oil down $2 after being up yesterday pretty nicely after being down the day before. So we're getting very rangy in here. I mean, the biggest range recently was this bottom, where it had a $4 range for the day. These are roughly $3 ranges. This big break to the upside was a $4.25 range, and yesterday was $4. The break to the downside was $6 and change. So what we're seeing is just a higher degree of volatility. I know volatility is now considered to be a mathematical formula. What I'm talking about is more velocity, the amount that some of this stuff moves in a day. So we're back down. That ship is still stuck in the Suez Canal. If it lasts till the weekend, it's really going to be a problem for supply in that part of the world, not only of oil, but also of product. Again, just in time does not work if you can't get a hold of what you need. The gold is down 8.5, silver is down 65 cents. As I said, the futures seem to be coming back just a little. And gold is down 0.3%. The Dow's implied open right now. It was just it had moved from minus 146 back to 100. It's now 136 again. So very bumpy. The dollar continues to be on the rise. I don't know how much more it has left in it. As I showed you last night, we're in this area of the 200-day moving average, as well as a fair amount of supply between here and 93. So 92.73 on this, and that's up 19 cents. All right, everyone. Sorry for the bad news. Some good news, none of which the market cares about. I'm going to go on out on a limb here and say that you're going to have a bunch of margin selling between 2 and 2:30 today, if it's not completed first thing this morning by people who are actually doing it themselves instead of leaving it to the margin clerks, and that will be ugly. And we'll have to see whether or not we get any bounce from this at all. Have a good morning. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be back later.